How long have you been doing it?
I've only been doing this for a year, so I just graduated last year.
Awesome.
So I'm paying my dues now.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yeah, first for me, will you say your name first and last?
Marie Bostick,
Can you spell it for me?
Marie Bostick.
Okay, and I know I've interviewed you before. What's your title?
Executive Director, Land Trust of North Alabama.
Okay, cool. So we're out here to talk about, I guess, this area, right?
Yes.
Okay, so just tell me why you guys want to acquire this land.
So the Chapman Mountain Nature Preserve is one of our newer open preserves, but we've been preserving land on Chapman Mountain since 2001. So we would like to preserve the entire mountain, so there's a couple parcels left to make that happen. And one of them we're actually trying to acquire right now. It's about 86 acres on the kind of northwest side of the mountain. And the reason we want to really make this preserve total, like have the whole mountain, is because it gives a great opportunity for long distance recreational opportunities like the trails, but it also creates a really great habitat for the animals. So the larger the area, the more diverse habitat you have, the more different types of animals you're able to accommodate. And you know, we've got so much development going on in the community now that all of these places, especially closer into town like this, it's really important to try to preserve.
Right, so I read in the, press release that this did have the potential to be kind of taken over and development be put on this mountain. What would you guys do instead to kind of, keep the nature?
Right. So back in '01, there was actually the development proposal where this was going to potentially be developed, and that's kind of what initiated our original preservation efforts. And since then, we've just been adding and adding to that preservation land. So what we would do is, instead of having development for either a business or homes, or even whether it would just be logged or something like that, we'll preserve it, we'll maintain the natural habitat like I was talking about, and we'll have the recreation opportunities and environmental education. This is one of our environmental education preserves. We've completed the pavilion here, so our intention is to have a lot of environmental education programming on this preserve.
Yeah, so it'll still be good for the community if you guys.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, development is important throughout the community, growth is great, but we need to make sure that those special places that deserve to be preserved are preserved, and that's really what we're focused on.
Okay, what's special about this mountain and what you guys have been doing so far, I guess?
Yeah, Chapman Mountain is special for a lot of reasons, not the least of which is just because it is so close to downtown Huntsville. So it's very, very convenient for people to be able to get out and enjoy nature or enjoy a hike, get a little healthy exercise, and not have to drive very far to get there. So a big part of it is just the convenience of having this here. Obviously the clean air that's created by the forested canopy is great, also close to downtown. So having that amenity here is very important.
Okay, and are there already trails like where you guys
Yes.
want to acquire?
So we opened this preserve last year in 2018, and we've built 3 miles of trails since then that are open to the public. We just got an agreement with Alabama A&M late last year to expand the trail network on the property that they own just north of our property. So we're going to be adding trails there, and this piece that we're trying to acquire is right in between both of those. So it's kind of in the corner. It would allow us to make a loop trail connection between the two properties. So we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what we're standing on right now, this was kind of developed last year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The Chapman Mountain Nature Preserve we've been acquiring property since '01. We gained access to it back in 2017, and we were able to open the pavilion and the trails last year, and we're working with a disc golf group to put in disc golf course right across the way there.
Okay, and so talk about the process of acquiring land and doing all this. Kind of what's that like?
So there's several ways that we acquire property, and this particular preserve has kind of had all of it. So we had some property that was originally donated for the preserve, and then we had what we call a bargain sale, where an owner sold us the property but at a reduced rate. So they got a good tax write-off for the charitable deduction part, and then we were able to afford it because it was a reduced rate of price. And then this parcel that we're trying to acquire now, we're just doing a straight purchase. So that's why we're raising the money, is to do a straight purchase of property.
Yeah, it goes into my next question. How are you guys raising this money? How can people help?
So we are putting out an all call, if you will. We're talking to as many people as we can, trying to educate them about the importance of this property, the fact that it is available. The owners had another opportunity to sell it. We had been talking to them for several years. They knew we were interested, so they called us and said, you know, we're fixing to sell. Would you be interested? So we signed what's called a purchase and sale agreement. So we have 6 months to raise the money. So August, we're a couple months in, so August is our deadline to raise the funds to be able to buy that 86 acres.
Guys optimistic?
We are. We are, but we've had a lot of success so far. So we're well on our way. We're kind of doing this last push for $80,000 here over the summer.
Sweet. I'm trying to think. Was this just family-owned property, I guess, and they just?
It was, and there's multiple owners, like I was saying, but one of the larger landowners was the Terry family, and they're the ones who donated some and then did the bargain sale on some, and they also gave us money for the pavilion, so they've been very helpful, and they're longtime supporters of the land trust. So it was an old family. I think they bought the first piece back in the 1930s and then another piece in the 50s. The property that we're trying to acquire now was a part of a family-owned tract, but I don't know if they ever farmed it or had any use for it like that.
Okay. I think those are really all the questions I had. Did I read that there were like I don't know, specific animals or anything in this area that differed from anywhere?
There's nothing
special.
Out
Okay,
of
I didn't know if I
ordinary.
read that. I just skimmed over it as soon as she sent it. I was like,
Yeah.
let's jump on this.
Yeah, I mean, pretty typical for this
Yeah.
area.
Okay. Anything else that I didn't really think to ask or that you think is important about this area?
As long as you can put up our website whenever you do the thing for a donate, that'd be awesome.
Will do. Yeah, I'll definitely throw it up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.